Guys. So earlier this morning, 9:47 a.m. local time, CZ from Binance came out and says, as part of Binance exit from FTX equity last year, Binance received roughly 2.1 billion USD equivalent in cash, BUSD. That's the Binance stablecoin, and FTT. Due to recent revelations that have come to light, we have decided to liquidate any remaining FTT on our books. We will try to do so in a way that minimizes market impact due to market conditions and limited liquidity. We expect this will take a few months to complete. Binance always encourages collaborations between industry players regarding any speculation as to whether this is a move against a competitor. It is not. Our industry is in its nascency, and every time a project publicly fails, it hurts every user and every platform. We typically hold tokens for the long term, and we have held onto this token for this long. We stay transparent with our actions. Okay. Now, why is this such a big deal? Why, you hearing about this if you follow on Twitter? Why is this causing a lot of chaos? Well, Binance is the biggest exchange in crypto, and FTX may be arguably the second or third, depending on who you talk to. They're a very big exchange, right? Some people say they're second after Binance, ahead of Coinbase. Some people think they're third. Okay, I don't know if they are second or third, but they are top five exchange. I won't disagree with that, right? And so there's a lot of stuff, guys. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of rumors are swirling around regarding insolvency and things like that. There's rumors going around that FTX has been putting out hit pieces on Binance CEO CZ. And so, as part of retaliation, he is doing this. Okay. Now, guys, I've done some research on this, guys. Obviously, for those who are aware, I did a live stream earlier today where I talked about crypto scams, right? And I didn't bring this up because when I did the live stream, at that time, I didn't have enough information, right? I didn't have enough information. I had just gotten done walking 4.5 miles, and then the live stream, I was focused on that because it's a PowerPoint presentation, right? So basically, I've been doing a lot of research for the last, 3-4 hours, okay? So this is what I'm finding, or this is what I have found. So the FTT token, this is FTX native token, right? 78% or 75% is owned by FTX and Alameda. Okay. Now, Alameda is a company that Sam Bankman Fried owns. Now, he is the owner of FTX and also Alameda, which is kind of like their hedge fund company that buys different tokens and such. They have a lot of stake at play with Solana, right? Now, what this article came out here last week, and Alameda had 14.6 billion of assets as of June 30th, according to a private document CoinDesk reviewed. Much of it is in the FTT token issued by FTX. Okay, so some people say this has something to do with it, and basically, to keep it very simple, this is a situation where Alameda is illiquid, allegedly, where they have a lot of tokens on the balance sheet, but what they're doing is basically they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. So they're doing a similar situation, allegedly, and I'm not saying this is true, but from some of the stuff that I'm looking at and some of the information, right? But they're doing something that Celsius Voyager or even Terra Luna Classic, the Quan, and we got to be emphasis on the Quan did, where they are, instead of cashing out their FTT token, they are basically they what's the word I'm looking for? They use it as collateral. Okay, yep, they use it as collateral, and then they get stable coins out of it. Okay, and so that way, it looks like, which you can do now in crypto, okay? And once again, guys, what I'm saying is alleged. Like I said, due to all the research that I'm doing is alleged. And then here, this is by Dylan LeClaire. He says Alameda Research has 14.6 billion of assets against 8 billion of liabilities for assets, 3.66 billion FTT, 2.16 FTT collateral, 3.37 B crypto, and they've got Solana and others, right? Most net equity tied in completely illiquid altcoins, okay? Now, I did a deeper search, and I wanted to know, what does that mean? Deeper altcoins. So, guys, this goes deep, right? And before I begin, guys, I always usually say not financial advice, right? But what I will say, guys, is if you have money in FTX exchange, if you're keeping, money there, whether you're staking it or you're just holding it because you're trying to sell it, I would recommend move those tokens, right? Move those tokens, because I'm not here to spread FUD, but I don't know if this is another Voyager, Celsius type of situation. But if it is, I don't want anybody to get caught up in this, right? Now, me personally, I haven't had any cryptos on FTX for about a year now, right? So basically, Alameda amassed giant bags of tokens, as I mentioned, FTT, Solana, and whatnot. They are fairly liquid tokens with low float and highly fully diluted market cap. It means there's not a lot of token in circulation. It's all just sitting somewhere, okay? Now, guys, this is something that I've talked about a long time ago, but this is for an example right here, and shout out to Tracy Wang. But basically, OXY, it's got a market cap of nearly 9 million, okay? But its fully diluted valuation is 440 million. This low float high FDV tokenomics was actually quite common for a lot of the Solana ecosystem tokens, right? So this is very interesting. So how come a token with $9 million market cap has a fully diluted valuation for nearly $500 million, but you have less than 1 million in circulating supply, or even half a million in circulating supply? This is certainly a red flag, okay? So if you're Alameda, how do you get maximum utility from these bags? Hint, it's not to dump them. Selling size will just tank prices, and it's not a great look to massively dump on the ecosystem that Sam is publicly backing. Plus, huge amounts are still locked. Instead, Alameda can borrow against their bags for cash. This is supported by the balance sheet, which says 2.1 billion of FTT and other tokens were being used as collateral. Okay, guys, this is a lot of collateral. Alameda had 7.4 billion in loans and less than the amount as pledged collateral. Okay, so this is kind of like, so this is not necessarily where FTX is insolvent, but Alameda is kind of, in simple terms, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay, so this kind of borrowing could be very concerning given recent blowups with 3AC. We've talked about that. Celsius, we've talked about that. Voyager in the past, we've talked about that. BlockFi and Genesis, haven't talked much about that, right? Also, lenders probably viewed Alameda as a high credit worthy, given Sam was plastered on the cover of Forbes with 20 plus billion in net worth. But we have little info on who Alameda's creditors are and their nature of their loan. Maybe a big creditor backstop could just be Sam. Maybe I have a little gossip. There's a major crypto lender out there who's out there that's always trying to lend a FTT. Most Alameda tokens lean FUD, but their playbook appears to be create tokens out of thin air and amass in size, pump value of bags, and reap magnified paper gains. Use paper gains to borrow cash from thirsty lenders. Deploy borrowed cash to farm Ponzi. So what does that mean? So basically, guys, what they're doing is they're printing FTT tokens out of thin air. Then they borrow against it to get stable coins, and that's how they make their money. Okay? So if these allegations are true, and by the way, this is by, shout out to Tracy Wang, and I posted this in the Trends to the Crypto group, right? But if these allegations are true, guys, this is not good for Alameda, first of all, and this is definitely not good for FTX, because They're doing the same thing that Voyager and Celsius are doing. And if this is the reason why CZ is doing it, because these are billionaires, guys. This is when I talk about whale games. This is what I'm talking about. This is chess, not checkers, right? When I'm talking about whale games, this is exactly what you're talking about. Some people are wondering, why would CZ mention this publicly? Why would he? Why not just sell it? Because if Binance just sells it and it tanks the price, eventually people will find out anyway. And crypto, remember, there is a certain level of transparency, right? The top 50 wallets that own, FTT, which is the FTX token, they own 98% of it, and over 75% of it is owned by FTX and Alameda. Okay, so this is this is very, very interesting, guys. So now there's a lot of fear, uncertainty down in the market. If this could be another Voyager or Celsius or even a Terra Luna Classic situation. And I'm not here to say that it is or isn't. But what I will say, guys, is that CZ, given transparency on this situation, he did this basically to cover his butt, and I don't blame him, because of the fact that, with the blockchain, you can see whose wallet, or speculate whose wallet is selling and buying. And so I think CZ put this out there that says, hey, if FTX is doing something illegal, we are covering our butts. And guys, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Like the saying goes. So me personally, I don't have any crypto on FTX. If you do, I highly recommend that you get it out, whether you're staking it or anything. But could this be another cause of a market crash? It could be, and I'm hoping it's not, but this certainly doesn't look good. Anyway, guys, I'll definitely keep track on this. More updates to come. It's your boy Jones, and I'm out. God bless. Peace.